Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm in the Career Center for those of you who don't know me. Thanks all for joining. Again, I kind of just went through logistics really quick, but I had a couple more students join. Just try to stay muted for a little while Paul kind of goes through the presentation. And then what'll happen is, again, if you have questions that come up, definitely just put them in the chat. Or again, I think Paul will also open up the questions at different points too. So feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions when the opportunity arises. So we have Paul here. Paul's with Sportech. He's a VP of marketing. He's been with Sportech for 10 years. Sportech owns and operates Winners off-track betting systems and Bobby V's restaurant and sports bar. And for those of you that probably a lot of you know, obviously within the last year, he's helped usher in legal sports betting in the state of Connecticut through a partnership with the CT Lottery. Oh, excuse me, 3CT Lottery and Play Sugar House Sportsbook. Paul, take it away. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Can everyone hear me okay? Should I ask that question first? And can you see my screen here? All right, double dose of Paul here on the screen. So thank you guys very much for having me. I'm very happy to be here. I've had the honor to speak to a number of different groups at Sacred Heart over the last probably 1.5 to 2 years. Unfortunately, most of them have been via Zoom, given the timing of everything, but I wish I could be there today with you all to do this. With all that said, let me tell you a little bit about myself, the company I represent. Mike did a nice job introing who we are and what we do. Myself, I was in the same boat as many of you, which seems like eons ago, nearly 20 years ago, being a college student looking to step foot into a career path. Grew up in Western Mass, went to UMass Amherst and joined the sport management program. One of the biggest things that I did to help me get into a career was actually take some internships. So I did a few different internships during my junior and senior years, which were with the UMass athletics department, where I worked from everything of doing game day promotions to stepping foot in Sam the Minuteman's mascot costume to getting involved with the Mass Mutual Center and Mullins Center in Western Mass as well, helping with the marketing and ticket sales for different events that were taking place. From that blossomed an actual opportunity to get involved at those venues. It was with a company, Global Spectrum, which is now Spectra Management. They currently operate nearby the Hartford Civic Center or the Excel Center, and they managed at the time about 100 different arenas across the country. So it was a really good opportunity for me to get into what I was passionate about, which was sports and entertainment. And started in a very basic entry-level role within the marketing and sales department, and just scratched and clawed and worked hard and stayed dedicated to my craft, and had the opportunity just to get promoted up through and climb the ladder with that company up until Sportech Venues came knocking on my door back in 2012, which is shockingly 10 years ago already. So let me tell you a little bit about Sportech. Sportech, most people don't know, especially those people in Connecticut, even though that's where our North American headquarters are. That's because it's a publicly traded company. And it's really just an umbrella brand that sort of sits behind what our consumer brand is, which is Winners and Bobby V's Restaurant and Sports Bar. But we have about 400 employees here in Connecticut. We hold the exclusive license for off-track betting in the state of Connecticut. And what that really means is you can walk into any of our establishments that we operate, which there's 10 locations across the state that we operate, where you can walk in and wager on a horse race that's taking place anywhere in the world. We do what's known as simulcasting. And the technology that we have developed over the years has allowed us to wager on those events prior to them actually taking place. So that includes everything from horse racing to greyhound racing and highlight. A big thing over the last 4 years that has developed here in the state of Connecticut that I've been part of, as Mike alluded to, was ushering in sports betting, legal sports betting into the state of Connecticut. So we were able to partner up with the Connecticut Lottery, who's a master license holder in Connecticut, to offer sports betting in our retail footprint that already existed. So that was a very exciting thing that took place last October when we finally took the first legal sports bet in our New Haven location. And we slowly rolled, I shouldn't say slowly, we quickly rolled it out to the remaining 9 locations that we operated within about a 2-week period. So I think it's fair to say across the entire United States of America, we rolled out the most sportsbook location within a 2-week period than anyone else has done to this point. So it's a pretty impressive feat that we rolled out, to say the least. This gives you a quick little review of where we are in the state of Connecticut. We've got, as I mentioned, 10 retail locations. We also offer mywinners.com, the opportunity to wager on horse racing via an online account. And then we also have the Bobby V's Restaurant and Sports Bar. Bobby V, you guys probably are relatively familiar with. I hope most of you are. Bobby V is Bobby Valentine, and we operate 2 sports bars in conjunction with him. One is up at the Bradley International Airport. It's about a minute away, and the other one is not too far from you guys in Stamford. These places are absolutely amazing, state of the art sports bars. They offer everything from a ridiculous amount of TVs, upscale sports bar food, great craft beer menu, as well as things like golf simulators and the opportunity to wager on different events that are taking place. So it's pretty spectacular location, that one in Stamford, to say. Should visit it if you ever get the chance. Here's some photos of that location. Kind of quad box this bad boy here for y'all. You can kind of see in the top left, that's our main floor area with the ridiculous amount of TV screens. Those are 2 huge 12-foot LED boards on the wall there, just blanketed by a number of other screens. So people come in here, they're looking to watch sporting events. The Super Bowl just happened this past week. We had every seat taken. It was just an absolutely awesome environment to be a part of. And of course, now we can offer sports betting. So we're really excited about that. In the top right corner, that was actually Kentucky Derby Day. So another big event destination to come on down and have an opportunity to wager and win some money while you're there. So it just gives you an idea of some of the scope of our work that we do. This location actually was an old billiards hall back before we took it over, and we gutted it all the way down to dirt on the inside and cement walls, and invested about $8.5 million into redeveloping this into what you see in these photos. I do have a video, I think, is on the next slide. We're going to scoop by this, but it's only because I can't figure out how to get the audio working. You're welcome to hop onto YouTube. You can find this video, or you can go to bobbyvsrestaurant.com to see all of the information that might be included within here. I'm going to take a moment to pause here, just because I've probably talked quite a bit about sports betting to a certain degree. I'm sure there might be some folks who join this call or this Zoom because they are interested in sports betting. Before I go in any further, I really would love the opportunity just to say, if you have a question, please feel free to unmute yourself. I really would appreciate a collaborative approach to this, and feel free at any point just to fire away, folks. The title of this slide, though, let's continue on, is Transformation Underway. We've been a horse racing business for 30 plus years, and we are now a combination of horse racing with a food and beverage operation with sports betting. So that transformation truly is underway as of this past October. Sports betting really gives us basically a new lease on life, if you will, within Connecticut. It's something that we're learning from greatly, and it's something that we're basically sharpening our edges and focusing our lens here on what the future for Sportech really looks like here in Connecticut. If you've had the opportunity ever, which I imagine most of you haven't, to walk into a Winners location, they kind of feel like our grandparents' location. They're a great little social outing, but it's really a little bit of an older folks destination to go and enjoy horse racing. What we're looking to do now is really transform our locations into becoming a vibrant entertainment destination, hence the development of the Bobby V's restaurant brand. So this is what our rebrand really is beginning to be. So it's just a truly dynamic, energetic environment. We have that experience on any major event day at our Bobby V's locations. We want to create more of those types of destinations throughout the state. So our existing remaining 8 winners locations that don't have a Bobby V's, that's really the transformation, is trying to provide a food and beverage element alongside wagering in a easy to get to location across the state, because we do compete with the casinos who also offer sports betting. This is a bit of a rendering of a future location and what it might look like from the outside. We've gone through quite a branding exercise, so you guys are some of the first people to actually see some of these images, so it's pretty exciting. And then the interior, just different ideas for what the interior of some of these locations may turn into. These are some renderings and photos. But basically what we're looking to do is integrate existing digital technology that we have through our partners and the stuff that we've developed ourselves, and actually integrate it into really, really vibrant retail amenities. So here's the exciting thing for many of you, probably, aside from hopefully everything else I said was exciting, is some career opportunities with Sportech. I think I mentioned early on, we have about 400 employees across Connecticut, and those roles really span from everything to entry-level positions as a host or hostess in our restaurant, to somebody who's taking wagers at a teller line, and folks who actually work on our technology, and they fix our hardware machines when something goes awry. We have everything from corporate positions as well, as somebody like myself in the marketing department, human resources, accounting, and so on and so forth. Just like every business, we have a number of different verticals that you can enter into the gambling industry. So I will scratch the surface on some of them that currently are actually either A, open, or B, coming open very soon, and some that might probably be good fit for the folks that are on this. So again, hundreds of jobs in Connecticut. Here's some of our smiley people that work for us. These are, I mentioned the tech folks that fix our hardware. If that's something folks are interested in, I know they're always looking for qualified potential employees that are, coming out of college and looking to get into that field. And obviously we have the food and beverage opportunities as well. Our team is growing as we continue to grow. And I would say the best thing about joining Sportech is it is true on-the-job training. It is an awesome opportunity to grow your resume. So if you're 21 years old or older, you can come work for Sportech. And that's a gaming regulation because we are legally regulated in the state of Connecticut. All of our employees have to be over the age of 21. But it's a really good opportunity to grow your resume. If you're stepping in, it's your first real job, first paying job, we have those types of opportunities. And obviously we have graduated levels as well. First and foremost, some of the opportunities that are available now and coming up sort of cyclically are our internships. One in particular is one that I help oversee, is within our marketing department. We are looking for folks that have an interest in promoting sports betting, promoting food and beverage through digital means. So it's really a digital marketing internship. It's assisting our person who's our specialist in the social media marketing, email marketing, text marketing, and anything else that is interfacing with somebody through a screen. That's what these internships are for. We usually bring in about 1 per semester, sometimes 2. As we continue to expand here, I could see it being 2 or 3 folks that we'll look to bring in. If anyone on this Zoom is interested, feel free to reach out to me. I'll have my contact information available at the end of this slideshow. The other piece of this is our betting ambassadors. These are positions that are available seasonally. We just came out of football season, just came to a close last week, as most of you are aware of. So usually as the football season is going to be coming right back around in September, we're going to be bringing on a number of betting ambassadors. These are folks that are getting paid hourly to come and be in the retail environment that we operate and explain to customers how to use the wagering technology. People always have an idea, I want to bet on the Super Bowl, or I want to bet on the outcome of this game, but I just don't know how to use the machine. That's what these betting ambassadors are for, sort of to ease the pain of the learning curve. So you can see a couple of the smiling faces there that we've had involved with our betting ambassadors in the past. I would say for these positions, it's definitely important that you have a passion for sports and that you actually know a little bit about betting on sports. that is definitely helpful, to say the least. And of course, because we are a company that operates around events, nights, weekends, holidays, availability for those types of days is crucial for these positions. Any questions before I continue? I have other roles. I hear none. Okay. Hospitality roles, front of house restaurant roles. If you've ever been to a restaurant, you know the different staff that work there. So we have everything available from wait staff and hostesses and hosts, bartenders, back of house positions, working in the kitchen. We also have roles within our winners OTB side, from guest services and folks that are actually taking the wagers. We have a number of positions that continually are open and available. So if any of these positions do seem of interest, feel free to reach out to me and I'll connect you with the right folks within our company. This is where I'm going to pause, Mike. Okay. And this is something you tell me, like, don't go through or go through. But I figured I'd put a few slides together, not knowing what the audience was going to be, and just try and give a little bit of 2 cents, at least from my perspective, of career advice. And, I imagine the folks who are on here are interested in, thinking how they can blossom into a career. So let me know what you think about that. I'm happy to just pause though and answer any questions that come up.
Yeah, no, definitely. Please definitely, give some career advice to these students on here. A lot of them were in my class this semester, so they've hopefully learned some stuff. But I definitely think, to your point, trying to get kind of into this industry, you're the expert here. Again, I did just want to reiterate to the students, as Paul mentioned, definitely make sure to ask questions. So you can unmute yourself and ask if you feel comfortable. If not, you can type them in the chat bar, the chat box, and we'll definitely manage it. Yeah, keep on going, Paul, and again, students have questions for us.
Sounds great. Will do. So as you can see here, I highlighted seek out opportunities. Nobody's going to give them to you. You have to go find them yourself. That is the first thing I can tell you. Be super active and try and engage in the industry you think you might be interested in. First and foremost, the reason why is you may find out after working in it for a couple months that it's not something you want to do. And boy, what a good time to realize that is while you're still in college, and not when you're 3 years out of college and realize you've stepped in some mud and this is not what you want to do. So seek out those opportunities for that potential learning opportunity. And internships are just so incredibly helpful. This is firsthand experience. I had 2 of them. One of them was a 40-hour-a-week full-time role where I was able to exchange for credits. So I ended up being able to basically, I don't know if you guys do that at Sacred Heart, but it was something that was available at UMass. I look back at that with such fond memories of being an unpaid intern, which is hilarious. That's probably not allowed any longer, where I was working 40 hours plus a week and just getting real world experience with some really great folks in a cool environment. And that's really what planted the seed for me to get into a career surrounding sports and entertainment, was the opportunity to work in an athletics department and really find out that these are people that are passionate, not just about something they're interested in, but about what job they're doing to help impact the students' lives and the student athletes' lives. Although I'm no longer in college athletics, it was a really good opportunity for me to get that foot in the door. So I can't advise you enough, if you haven't taken an internship somewhere yet, and I'm guessing it's probably been challenging through COVID, now is the opportunity to really try and get that done. Furthermore, as you would do with everything, just put your best effort forward. If you take a position, really work hard at it, because at the bare minimum, you're going to walk away with an opportunity to have a letter of reference from somebody that you've impressed. So even if you didn't like the experience, put your best effort into it. And one thing, always ask for an exit interview. It's a great opportunity for the company that hired you as an intern to learn what they can do better for the next person that comes through the position. This one's probably most important, truly, is networking. So somebody like myself who's come in, who has taken some time out of their day to speak with you all. It's a great opportunity just to grab some contact information at the end and put that in your, your contact list. And as you start to come out of school and you're looking for a position, you never know, right? LinkedIn's a great opportunity to find somebody like myself and a number of others. That's basically the #1 way to find people these days. So get yourself on LinkedIn. definitely build out a resume if you don't have one yet. And ideally, if you're looking to get into a creative field, always have an opportunity of showcasing your work. So some sort of portfolio, whether that be digital or hard copy, that you can always take with you to any interview. And speaking of interview, always ask questions and be an active listener as best as you can. So those are some just kind of high level bullet points there. I went through this quite a bit faster than probably I anticipated. It's 12:54. Nobody asked any questions, so I really flew through it. I guess now's the time. If you do have a question about anything related to gambling, the industry as a whole, opportunities that Sportech provides in the state, or anything else, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. And again, students that are on it, just definitely fire away with questions. It's a great resource at your disposal right here. And again, he was gracious enough to give his time. So again, make sure to ask questions if you have them.
A silent room. I put everyone to sleep, I see.
I do have one question.
All right, Joseph.
So basically, my goal to use my degree is real estate, and I was wondering, with your kind of business, what makes every single location you chose for this kind of business so successful, and what do they all have in common based on where they are, like geographically?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So a lot of the locations that were chosen were done in advance of me joining the company. So I can't speak to that decision-making process too well, but what I can tell you is some common threads between them all. Most of them are easy access on and off highways or major roadways. So obviously for customer footfall, we want to make it as easy as possible. Parking is a huge element for us. You can imagine on a Kentucky Derby day or the Super Bowl when we have upwards of 650 to 750 customers coming in and sitting in the venue. That's a lot of cars. Although our Stanford property does not have parking, we have street parking and nearby parking lot. So that's a huge aspect as well. And generally, a lot of the venues are various sizes. So some aren't quite as large as the Bobby V's locations, which are about 40,000 square feet. Some of them are simply about a 10,000 square foot shop that's within an existing retail shopping center, if you will. So, you know, there's a few various concepts that go into our business, but parking, ease of access, the opportunity, number one, to have town and zoning approval for a gaming entity. Those are some of the kind of high level options that I would tick off for us to choose a location.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Joe. What else do we got from the students that are in the room? Paul seemed very open to answering any questions. So if you have questions about gambling itself too, maybe not necessarily tips, right, Paul, but betting tips, but any other questions about, again, the industry in general too? Now's your time.
I do have a question from like the staff end of things. You mentioned with the jobs, you know, because of the industry that you're in, you need to be 21 and over. How does that relay into the internship opportunities? Is there an age requirement for that, or is that different opportunity?
Good question. So internships, because they're generally speaking not customer facing, we are able to do 18 and older. So generally speaking, we target juniors and seniors, those who are a little bit more concrete in what they think they want to do, and usually have a little bit of experience. And even if they don't have experience, it's not a deal breaker, but we are able to bring in folks over the age of 18 for internships. Good question. So hopefully that puts some of you at ease. Any other questions?
Yeah, they are required to do an internship. Paul, I had mentioned you're talking about internship before, so they all maybe some have done that already, or some. You know, I would be surprised if they all weren't still looking. So again, it's a great resource for a student if you're interested.
All right, I think everyone is being shy, or I've put them to sleep. Either way is fine. You see my contact information here on the screen. Feel free to jot it down. I'm sure Mike, feel free to share it out with folks too if anyone does reach out. As I mentioned, I'm available on LinkedIn. You're welcome to connect with me there. And if you do have some interest in joining our company or just general questions, feel free to fire away either on email or LinkedIn, and I'll do my best to stay in contact with you all. But appreciate the opportunity to come speak to you all today.
Yeah, great stuff, Paul. I know you're busy, so thanks for giving us some time on this Friday. Again, really appreciate it, and we'll definitely be in touch. So thank you again.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thank you, guys.
All right, have a good one.
Take care.
Thank you.